This is Wildcat Walkthrough, and here are your hosts, Thomas and Michael.
Welcome to Wildcat Walkthrough, UNH's premier student recap of all things Wildcats. I'm Thomas Sturity.
And I'm Michael Willard. To start this week's show, we go to Aiden Murphy with a look into men's football.
Coming into their first FCS matchup this season as an underdog, the 2-3 UNH football team was desperately seeking a win to get their season back on track. Their test was the 24th ranked Albany Great Danes. New Hampshire opened up the scoring early with a 2-yard run by Max Brosmer on a read option. A few drives later, Albany quarterback Reese Poffenbarger began the big play onslaught for the Great Danes with a 50-yard touchdown pass to Brevin Easton. Brosmer responded with a passing touchdown to Logan Tomlinson, but before the end of the half, Julian Hicks caught a 75-yard touchdown for Albany. The Great Danes followed up that drive with 3 points by way of true junior kicker John Opalko. Despite the 17-14 halftime score, both teams played a mistake-riddled back-and-forth half that showed 2 interceptions, a turnover on downs, and 6 punts combined. In the second half, both offenses found a rhythm as Easton scored from 38 yards out on Albany's first drive of the half, putting the Danes up by 10. The Great Danes were up 24-14, and things started to seem dire for the Wildcats, but they rose to the occasion and began to lean on their star Dylan Lobby. Lobby scored from 5 yards out, followed by a Nick Maisey field goal, and the next drive, Tomlinson added his second score of the day on a 53-yard catch to vault the Wildcats into the lead in a matter of 4 minutes and 34 seconds. Poffenbarger and the Great Danes did not rest easy, responding with a 32-yard toss to Hicks. After tying the game at 31, New Hampshire locked down. Colby Ramshaw capped a 10-play, 57-yard drive with the go-ahead touchdown, and the Wildcats forced a game-sealing interceptions compliments of Brandon Teague to earn their first win in October. New Hampshire earned a well-fought victory in the homecoming bout to stay alive in their FCS playoff chase. The Wildcats will now have a chance to run the table down the stretch and make one last push, and that push will begin with a game at Stony Brook on October 21st. For Wildcat Walkthrough, I'm Aiden Murphy.
For women's hockey, the Wildcats dropped a back-to-back last weekend against Quinnipiac, the first in overtime and the following in regulation. UNH bounced back on Friday with a win in the border battle versus Maine, 3-2. Freshman goalie Sedona Blair had a career-high 36 saves. Looking forward for women's hockey, they will travel to Yukon where they play a doubleheader against the Huskies on Friday, October 20th and Saturday, October 21st. On the men's side of things, they picked up a big victory over the weekend.
Yeah, it's a huge win for our program. Very proud of our players, our kids.
Men's hockey head coach Mike Souza and the Cats took on the number 1 ranked Boston University Terriers in their season opener this past weekend. More coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Wildcat Walkthrough.
Now we go to Jesse Marzullo for a look into men's hockey.
The Cats put on a show at the Wit on Friday night, defeating number 1 Boston University in a 6-4 game. The Cats showed promise on their power play, going 2-5 and scoring on a penalty kill. Jay Pondolfo, coach for the Terriers, said it wasn't a good night for them and believes the loss of the number 1 team is because of his lack of coaching in preparation for this season.
Preseason, to me, it doesn't mean a lot now. I mean, that's not going to be it next week. So hopefully our guys, we lost now, so kind of reset and get back to what makes us a successful team. And right now, the way we're playing is it's going to be a long year if we continue to play like this.
Head coach Mike Souza says this is the biggest win they've had at home in a long time, and they focused on not being afraid to win the full 60 minutes. With a physically and mentally tough game, Souza prioritized winning each individual shift as a way to stay focused. Sophomore goalie Tyler Mieselik recorded 20 saves against the Terriers, and sophomore forward Cy Leclaire scored the first Cats goal of the year. Leclaire was 20-35 on faceoffs. Freshman forward Ryan Conmey was an outstanding teammate as he tallied 3 assists to put the Cats on top. Morgan Winters helped the Cats defeat the Terriers with his 2 goals in the second period. Winters had a total of 4 shots on goal, all coming from his stellar performance in the second period. He tallied 2 points from the game, making a memorable comeback from his season-ending injury last year.
Last year has kind of put me through the ringer a little bit, having double shoulder surgery back-to-back. I was just super excited to get out there as soon as puck drop, butterflies went away, and it's time to go to work, so it worked out really well. We kind of want to go into the mindset, we're a good team this year, so no matter who we're playing, doesn't matter. Kind of going into the game with the same mindset. We're going to work hard. We're going to try to outwork the other team effort. Obviously, it was nice to be in the building tonight. Good fans, got them into the game really early. They did go up, but everything on the bench was positive. Everyone was staying up, keeping each other accountable, and worked out.
The last time UNH defeated the number 1 seed resulted in a 3-2 win over Cornell back in April of 2003 in the national championship semifinals. The Cats last defeated the Terriers in 2015 with a 4-3 win. The Wildcats ended BU's 12 straight winning series record on Friday. For Wildcat Walkthrough, I'm Jessie Marzullo.
Now we send it over to Summer Simpkins with a recap of men's soccer versus the University of Maryland at Baltimore College Retrievers.
I'm Summer Simpkins, and I sat down with UNH men's soccer Liam Bennett, UNH grad student, who has been a key contributor this season with over 1,000 minutes and helping score for the Cats with 1 goal this year and 2 assists on the season. Liam continues to push through each season.
How are you feeling after Saturday's win?
Saturday's win was great. Coming in the second half with 4 goals. We scored first, then they scored off a set piece, and we just continued to push for another goal, and then just goals after that kept coming, and it was really good for the team.
How do you think you're going to contribute to NJIT as well?
Yeah, so that's a big conference game as well. They've been playing really good this year as well. So to have it at home as well is a great advantage. And just looking to continue to build on our success from tomorrow night's game.
It's Bennett. Bennett feeds in. The opportunity, and there's a goal! The Wildcats take the lead. It's 2-1.
And with that, I'm Summer Simpkins, and make sure to tune in to Saturday's game against NJIT at Wildcat Stadium. Back to our hosts.
This week, the men's soccer team will host Hofstra on Tuesday and NJIT on Saturday. The Cats will look to continue their hot play as they're 5-0-3 in their last 8 games.
Coming up, Elena Grenz recaps the Women's Soccer Senior Day.
Welcome back to Wildcat Walkthrough. For more on women's soccer, here's Elena Grenz.
Sunday, October 15th, women's soccer celebrated Senior Day at Wildcat Stadium. 8 seniors were honored. Olivia Kelly, Anna Hewlett, Keegan Mayer, Ella Dudley, Andy Allison, Logan Nicholson, Chloe DeLizer, and Ashley Buckite. This was an important game for the Cats as they fought to honor their senior class.
The UNH women's soccer team came out with a big win against the NJIT Highlanders to round off this homecoming weekend, with all 6 Wildcat programs recording a win. This win was huge for the Wildcats as it also was falling on Real Cats Wear Pink for breast cancer awareness. The Cats wore pink socks and pink bows to represent breast cancer.
The Wildcats were off to a slow start at the beginning of the game, with after the first half UNH only having 1 shot on goal and the NJIT Highlanders having 2 shots on goal. UNH outshot NJIT 16-4, with UNH having 10 corner kicks and NJIT having 4. In true senior fashion, the lone goal was scored by senior Olivia Kelly, her first on the season. Kelly buried it top shelf, giving the Cats a 1-0 lead. With this win for women's soccer, ups them 3 points in the rankings, making them now 3rd in the conference, behind Binghamton and Maine. All 3 teams are now within 3 points of the top table, as the Wildcats now have a 3-1-2 in conference record. For Wildcat Walkthrough, this is Elena Grenz.
The go-ahead goal was the first in 2 games for the Wildcats in Wildcat Stadium. The team returns to play on Sunday, October 22nd, to take on the UMBC Retrievers.
Our league's tough. There's no easy nights. There's going to be no easy nights for us. There's going to be no easy nights for BU, and that's just the way it is.
This weekend, the Cats have a 2-game series against the defending national champions, the Quinnipiac Bobcats, at the Whittemore Center. This is the first time in program history that the Cats will take on the Quinnipiac Bobcats.
That'll do it for this week's episode of Wildcat Walkthrough. I'm Michael Willard.
And I'm Thomas Stridi. It's always a great day to be a Wildcat.